Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just got back from watching Sicario Day of the Soldado, starring Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin. Now, if you want to know my thoughts on the first film, I definitely thought it was very different from your average blockbuster. It was a very grim and dark film that shone a light on a lot of practices done in the US and Mexico that a lot of us have a hard time accepting, but we saw it through the eyes of a character that we could relate to, that being Emily Blunt's character. But of course, it was Benicio del Toro's Alejandro that stole the show. So it only stands to reason that the sequel focuses on him and Josh Brolin, because both of them are huge nowadays. Anyways, the story of the film revolves around Alejandro and his new associate, played by Josh Brolin, who have to deal with the Mexican drug cartel and who have to deal with people crossing the border illegally. I won't spoil the story beyond that, but I will say that just like the first film, it is very dark, very grim, and very bleak. Taylor Sheridan is the one writing this, and just like his efforts with the film Wind River, it shines a very harsh light on the Mexican drug cartel, and it also shows how horrible it is to the way it treats the people in the country, and especially the way it treats young people, especially children. Young boys and girls are constantly threatened throughout the film, and almost everyone, even our main characters, has a darker side to them. Even Alejandro, while he does have a moral center, is not what you'd consider a traditional good guy. And I like that aspect about the film. It shows a more realistic portrayal of how these goings-on go. Alejandro and Josh Brolin's character do a lot of things that most people would say are horrible actions that no human being should commit, but they do what they have to do to get the job done. They're the very definition of anti-hero in a lot of ways. Also, another aspect about it is that it's just a very well written and very well shot film. Much like the first Sicario, the direction is very, very well handled. There are several shots throughout the film that look very gorgeous. A lot of the writing isn't cheesy in any way. It adds to the realistic atmosphere, and the way it's directed lets the message and the meaning of each scene flow throughout. Even the action scenes aren't what you'd consider traditional Hollywood action scenes. They're more just scenes where violence takes place, often horrific violence, and a lot of it involves gunplay. But Del Toro and Brolin handled themselves very well throughout these scenes, and even though some people may find the message a bit grim and dark, I think it's ultimately a message that needs to be said. Mainly because not everything has to be a sugar-coated Hollywood happy ending. Some films like this need to come around to shine a light on things that we'd rather forget, but we shouldn't forget. People often say we go to see movies to escape from reality. Then there comes films like Sicario that don't let us escape, and that's often to its benefit. Now, I will say I think the first Sicario was a more relatable film, mainly due to Emily Blunt's character, but Day of the Soldado is the more complicated film because it handles so much more that the first film didn't. So when it comes to which film is better, it really depends on your sensibilities. For me, I absolutely loved Day of the Soldado, and I want to see more out of this franchise. So I'll give Sicario Day of the Soldado an 8 out of 10. See you next time.